Hello everybody, it's BYG Agami back with another video, and today we got episodes 16 and 17 summaries for VRAINS, just minor summaries, mini summaries that do contain a decent amount of spoilers. I mean, we did get the outcome of the duel for Yusaku versus Emma. It isn't specifically stated, but we can just assume due to what the episode summaries do state. So if you guys do not want to get spoiled for Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, and if you guys do actually want to see who wins that duel with Yusaku and Emma, then please leave this video. Check out the other videos. I did do a video about who is the best rare hunter in duel monsters. I thought it was a really cool discussion. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. So thank you guys for watching this far. Now let's get into the episode 16 and 17 summaries. Also, one thing I do want to mention is I do want to say thank you to DMC. I'll leave his WordPress down in the description below. Episode 16 is Infiltration Soul's Digital Fortress. Playmaker hacked into Soul's computer, however, standing in his way is a dueling AI program. So, from this we can assume that Emma loses, Ghost Girl loses her duel with Yusaku. I will say that from what was shown in the latest episode, it seemed that the duel was in Emma's favor. I mean, she was completely murking Yusaku, even though it was like basically in one turn. Like, her strategy was very good. It was very different from all the other opponents that Yusaku has dueled up against so far in VRAINS. So I really do like how much effort Emma put into dueling against Yusaku. I mean, she definitely thought it through, though she came up short like all the other people that's going up against Yusaku. Though this really does, bring up a question. Who is going to beat Yusaku Fujiki? I really want to hear your guys' thoughts down below, because I don't really think, ever since Yusaku defeated Revolver, I really don't think anyone is even going to touch him or put a, indent in him in terms of his win-loss record, because if Revolver didn't even beat Yusaku, I don't know who is. I mean, he's completely murked everyone in the cast of VRAINS, possibly this AI duelist, but at the same time, I mean, it's just an AI program. But I do believe that in that episode, the whole concept of free will is going to be brought up due to the fact that an AI program is able to duel. I mean, that's probably the most advanced thing we've been able to see in VRAINS so far. And that whole concept that, Revolver was talking about in his duel with Playmaker about free will is really going to get touched upon. And I think there's going to be some cool, things with Yusaku and definitely. I just think that Kusanagi and Yusaku are going to be discussing about free will, and possibly think that AI Ignis is going to be a bad guy, even though probably not. I mean, if AI is the bad guy for VRAINS, which Dimsy and I assume, we did a video on it, 3 reasons why not to trust Ignis. I'll leave that down in the description below. I just think that, if he is the bad guy, Ignis is doing a really good job playing it off. I mean, he's, acting somewhat annoying. He's acting clueless to a degree, even though, it's just his whole thing about being an AI. He just can't comprehend some things that humans do, but, he's hiding some stuff. And that really does bring up a lot of things, like what is his main goal? I mean, even Revolver stated it, and the thing is, just to add more onto this point I'm trying to say, is that, Revolver's father, Mr. Kogami, or Dr. Kogami rather, was the creator of Ignis. I mean, he's trying to capture Ignis. Revolver definitely has had some interaction with Ignis before. He knows how Ignis works, and he possibly is telling the truth about Ignis because, his father created the program. However, talking about this AI duelist, do I think that Yusaku is going to lose to it? I really don't think so. I'm getting a lot of flashbacks to the Duelist Kingdom arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where Kaiba's really trying to infiltrate Pegasus systems and helping Yugi out with the duel against that fake Kaiba, that ghoul essentially, and he hacks in. And of course it isn't a duel, but it was more so a computer that Kaiba had to go up against and really destroy, so he can of course help out Yugi and win that duel against the ghoul, or that fake Kaiba. Now I'm very interested to see how this dueling AI looks like, and what is gonna be, what deck is it gonna run? Because since it's an AI, it has, it's artificial intelligence, it can probably think much smarter than Yusaku. And the thing is, for the AI itself, it's running probably scenarios in the back of his head while it's dueling. So maybe he does have the advantage in terms of dueling up against Yusaku. But I would argue that Yusaku is very good with his intuition. I mean, he's just known, he's just really good at dueling, and he's just really good at figuring out people's plays and what they're going to be doing. So it's going to be interesting to see this AI. And as I said before, the whole concept of free will. Now, episode 17 goes on to state the absolutely flawless AI duelist. I mean, just from reading the title, it seems that the AI duelist is definitely going to be a worthy opponent for Yusaku. It seems that it's flawless, so it's probably going to do well up against Yusaku. But I do believe that, just from, and I know we haven't even got to see the duel itself, but just from what Yusaku's been doing with all the other duelists in Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS, I just think that he's going to completely destroy the AI duelist. However, just to go on to the other side, the opposing side, possibly Yusaku will lose simply because he's versed humans. He hasn't versed in AI, and this is his first AI he's going up against. Now, when we talk about AIs, I would imagine that, that Knight of Hanoi member that Yusaku dueled up against in episode 1 to episode 3, I believe, or episode 2 rather, was that an AI or was that just another human or a robot? I really don't know. But the episode summary goes on to state, thanks to Blue Angel, Playmaker manages to reach the data bank, but what does that but mean? So I'm guessing, like, from reading the episode 16 title, that the duel is already going to be happening, that Yusaku and the AI duelist are already commencing in their duel because of, it's stating that, however, standing in his way is a dueling AI program. And then, of course, Blue Angel comes in and helps him. Usually for that, it would be, and then, of course, the duel happens, but it seems from these summaries that the duel's already been established. Now, I wonder what's going to happen. That's really the most interesting thing about this. Now, one other brief thing I do want to discuss about before I wrap this spoiler video up is the whole thing about Blue Angel helping out Yusaku. Now, what I love about this is that it's just this little cool thing that Yusaku and Aoi have going on. Again, like somewhat flashbacks to GX, at least for the early set of episodes, when Misawa along with Judai were having that whole thing about, who's number one, you're number two. That little friendly rivalry that was somewhat going to get built up. And of course, it's just like a whole different thing, but the concept's somewhat there. But for this instance, it's Yusaku saving Aoi from the Knight of Hanoi when he was about to basically burn her to death, and then Aoi in the duel with that Knight of Hanoi member saving Yusaku due to her cool little whiplash, the lasso of truth. And for Yusaku's instance, this turn at least, he saved Aoi from Revolver, from her basically being trapped in a coma forever. And now she helps out Yusaku from going to the data bank, and this is very important. Now, those two things were just life itself. Actually, the three things were life itself, but of course, for the whole coma thing was on a much grander scale than I would argue getting burned to death. But actually, no, I'll take that back because the thing is, they're both dying. It's just very different due to, like, being in a coma forever. I don't even know what happens to AIs, or well, at least VRAINS characters, their avatars, when they basically die in there. Do they still do they lose their physical body? I don't think so. But for Aoi, it was that she was going to be in that coma forever, which is very serious. And then for this is very serious. I know it's just a data bank, but this basically has all the information, or well, actually a good amount of information on Yusaku trying to figure out what his past is in that incident that happened 10 years ago that Soul Technology is trying their hardest to hide. So I think it's very cool, and I think that, with them doing that whole, okay, I got your back, you got my back, you did this, I did this, it's just building up. I wonder how far it's going to go, and if their whole thing, their whole relationship, I'm not saying like, them dating or anything like that, but I'm just saying their relationship as characters. Are they going to become friends on a much grander scale? And possibly is Yusaku going to be working with the Charisma Duelist? I would really love to see that. But this is the issue. As I said before, that this was going to be the last thing I want to talk about. I just want to talk about this little thing briefly, which is, where is Go on Izuka? I mean, Spectre's kind of obvious on where he is. I mean, what just happened with the Knights of Hanoi. Revolver lost, so they're probably going to be put to the sidelines for a bit, maybe, just to really put the focus on Soul Tech rather than Knights of Hanoi. That's understandable, but what about Go on Izuka? I mean, at this point, he just seems like a one-shot, to be quite honest, even though he's been heavily promoted when VRAINS was initially getting started. From Labo, he's in the trailer, the opening, the ending. He just seems like a very important character, but yet they haven't even discussed about or shown him at all in these last couple of episodes. They haven't even mentioned him at all, so I'm just wondering where he is. Though I think that, you can make an argument, and I think it's a very actually valid argument, or point rather, is that it's just like, how is Go gonna fit into all this? He probably has no part in Soul Tech's scheme. He was just the person that was hired from Akira to take out playmaker. So I'm guessing, and I'm hoping actually, that after all this, after this whole soul tech and the databank thing, and Yusaku does figure out a bit about his past life, that we really get to see some focus on Go, Izuka, and Spectre. I mean, those characters I think have a lot of potential, and they're very interesting. I mean, just how was acting to Aoi, and also him being the least developed character in all of VRAINS so far. I mean, there's literally no character development on him, and I'm of course talking about out of the main characters, Actually, at this point, he's not even a main character, but out of the characters that are in the opening for VRAINS, he's just the least developed in my opinion. Or not even that, we just had the least amount of information on him. I mean, for Kogami and Revolver, we have a good amount of information. The chess pieces, we have a good amount of information as well. We know that they're scums and they're hiding some things from the public in Den City. However, guys, these are the translations for episodes 16 and 17 summary. Also, my speculations and my thoughts regarding these episode summaries. I really do want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Thank you, DMC, for the translations. As always, I'll leave his WordPress down in the description. Check out the Facebook fan page regarding Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS. We're about to hit that 1600 mark. And see you guys later.